tuning into the only live Monday through Friday lacrosse talk show with your host, Michael Rabil.
Hello and welcome back to the only live Monday through Friday lacrosse talk show on the planet. You are watching Daily Dive. I am your host, Michael Carvelis, live in Guyton, Georgia. It is Wednesday, May 21st, 2025. We thank you for joining us today. On today's awesome show, we want to first let you know we are on 12 on Sports via YouTube and X/Twitter. Be sure to subscribe to the 12 on Sports YouTube channel for other great shows and live sports. I knew I was forgetting something there. On today's awesome show, we're going to get into the chances for 2026 Rochester Knighthawks. How good will they be? What hurdle do they have to get over to take the next step? Can they take the next step? Professional Lacrosse Hall of Fame, that's what Paul Rabil was named to, and we're going to have a breakdown of what that actually means and why people wonder, well, I don't care about the PLL too much. And who has the finals edge? We know what happened in Game 1 and Game 2, but which team has the mental advantage going into Game 3? This show is presented by the ticketing platform at 12ouncesports.com. Head over to 12ozsports.com and click the Tickets tab. There, you can search for your favorite sports team. Doesn't have to be just from the NLL. You can also search for your favorite music artist concerts and more. Reminder, those tickets are less priced than the other guys. So when you're not going there, you're doing yourself a disservice. So get your tickets for less. Go to 12ouncesports.com/tickets or click the Tickets tab at 12ozsports.com. We thank you for that. Okay, folks, we're going to first get into the chances in 2026 for the Rochester Knighthawks. Now, obviously, you guys know by now, I'm a big Connor Fields fan. I think Connor Fields was an underrated player. Obviously, he's MVP this year. But Rochester, I've always liked Connor Fields. I'll put it that way. I think Rylan Hartley, I know I say this about a lot of goalies, but when he's on it, he's one of the best in the business. He's one of those, what do they call them, reactionary athletic goalies, kind of like a Christian Del Bianco, where you're not going to see like the big guy just go like this. You're seeing like make all these kind of awesome saves. So that's my goalie impression for you. And it's going to be awesome. It's going to be pretty. It's going to make SportsCenter top 10 kind of stuff. And this team had a really good season. They win like 6 or 7 games in a row after a pretty slow start. Now, I do want to mention, when I say slow start, why that slow start actually happened. When you look at this team's schedule from last season, I'm just going to pull it up real quick for you. The Rochester Knighthawks, again, the gauntlet to start the season, they lost Vegas, they won 14-12, lost to Buffalo 15-7, and that game was close going to the fourth quarter. They, at Vancouver, Kurt Molosky, Aiden Walsh, they were no scrubs. Saskatchewan Rush, another finals team, then at Buffalo, and then actually steamrolled Georgia and lost to Halifax, beat Halifax. They had a gauntlet to start the season. Then they go off, what is it? I'll give you right now. 6 consecutive wins in the last 7 weeks of the year to finish the season at 10-8. However, in the playoffs, the Rochester Knighthawks once again did not get it done. They fell to the Vancouver Warriors in a game that I pretty much predicted like I was a prophet. Like literally going into that game, you knew Vancouver was the physical team. You knew Rochester's defense was improved and their offense could get going, but make no mistake, the game was going to come down to physicality, and that's exactly why Vancouver won 15-10. And people are going to say, oh, the game was close. To me, unlike the Buffalo game early in the season, it felt like Rochester was always within 2 goals. It never felt like Vancouver was going to give that up. And so it's like Rochester was pushed around. There are people saying on Twitter, I forgot who it was, but like someone was saying, that, oh, you see Kevin Crowley and guys like that pushing guys around. Like, guys, you can push Rochester around. You can't push Buffalo around. And it's unfortunate that Rochester, and I named Mike Hazen my coach of the year. The league voters named Connor Fields MVP. I think Rylan Hartley can be really good when healthy, but there's so much things to me that get in the way of this team being great, and it makes me wonder, have they hit their ceiling? Like, is their ceiling going out in the first round, or dare I say second round? Like, is that their ceiling? Do they even have a chance to win the finals? I don't think they do. I don't know. I don't think next year's the answer. I don't know what has to change. I'll put it this way. Rylan Hartley, this season, once again, played just 9 games. It's an 18-game schedule. I know that injuries, sometimes you catch them, it's an unfair thing sometimes, but that's just how sports works. And we have not seen Rylan Hartley healthy for the last 2 years now. Can he be healthy, or is he going to keep on getting banged up in one way or another? Again, maybe something he can't prevent, but if that's the luck of the draw right now, your goalie, who, again, 77.4 save percentage, wasn't terrible. Riley Hutchcraft was really good to start the year, but I need to count on you all year. Now, I've also said I don't know if Rochester has a home field advantage, which also goes to their disservice. They were 4-5 at home and 6-3 on the road. That barn is weird. Even when you're watching it on TV, it's just a weird barn to look at. It cannot be. I know it's dang sure not comfortable for the opposing team, but do you think Rochester, honestly, as much as the players might love the city, do you think they like their home barn? I don't. I don't think that. And I think they would be justified in feeling that way. It is good that Thomas McConvey and Ryan Lanchbury do exist. It's amazing that the season that Ryan Smith had, scoring 20 power play goals, which is absolutely phenomenal. You've got guys like Graydon Hogg. You've got Mike Sisselberger, who, fun fact, wore 3 different numbers this year. I just found out. I don't know who's talking about that, but I just found that out. But this team's pretty good. They got offensive firepower. The defense, I like Taylor Jensen. I love Matt Gilray. Should have been in Defensive Player of the Year conversations. For some reason, he wasn't. But this team is not tough. And I'm okay with the shots on goal thing, but if you don't have the grit to back it up, you're going to get pushed around by Vancouver. And in the regular season, you can hang with Halifax. You can hang with, Colorado. But when you play Vancouver and Buffalo, you have no chance. Toronto even, you have no chance. So if I'm Rochester, you're like, well, Michael, don't just say they're soft. What can they do about it? If I'm Rochester, honestly, let's say we have the same crew next year. Or let's say we don't. Folks, I'm going to be honest here. And again, people are might clip this and send it to people. But Connor Fields is obviously the face of the franchise, right? You've got young guys like Ryan Lanchbury and what's his name? Like I said, Ryan Lanchbury and Thomas McConvey. Do you trade one of those guys? Do you trade Ryan Smith? Now, part of me is like, let's keep Ryan Smith. Let's keep Connor Fields. Let's let the Josh Byrne, Dane Smith thing. Because obviously one's a righty, one's a lefty. But think about it. Who can you get the most value for? It's Ryan Smith. Again, Connor Fields to me is off limits. Ryan Smith, you'd hope, is off limits. But if there's a scenario you got to get rid of one of them, I'm not saying you have to get rid of them. I'm thinking big picture. I'm thinking, what can we do to get over the hump? And I think Ryan Lanchbury is really good. I think Thomas McConvey is awesome. You can trade one of those 3. Obviously, Ryan Smith will get you the most value back. Folks, I'm telling you, trade Ryan Smith, or like I said, trade one of the other 2 or package them both. Get some defensive workhorses. Get some guys who are going to toughen things up. Because we've seen what Buffalo, even though Buffalo is already great, we've seen what Buffalo can do with a Paul Dawson. We've seen what Saskatchewan can do with the Matt Hostek. What's to say Rochester with I don't know, Mitch the Snoo or something crazy like that? Like, find someone to rough things up. Heck, bring in Elijah Gash from Toronto. See what you can do with that. You just get an enforcer. Not saying Elijah Gash is the greatest defender, but I think that he can just add some tough guys, add some people where it's like we're afraid now to push Rochester around because you might have Elijah Gash, you might have other guys running out the back door that might smack us around at the same time. And again, so many times Rochester's had that problem where it's like, well, their offense is good, but they get pushed around. And again, if Connor Fields is going to keep on being an MVP, again, I don't know if Ryan Smith being traded is the answer. I'm saying trade somebody or even bring in someone else, like use free agency, use the draft, and trade somebody because your offense doesn't need all four of those guys. You can deal with three of them. And again, I'm not saying blatantly trade Ryan Smith. I'm saying right now, consider what you can get back for these guys. Float them around the market. It's not the worst thing that can happen. Like, see what teams will give you. See if they'll break the bank. I'll put it this way. Ryan Smith in Ottawa, I'm just saying. It's a thought for me that's out there because they want another offensive weapon. I don't know if you'll get Callum Jones back, but can you get some horses on that team? Sure. Again, I'm just floating things off the top of my head. But Rochester, to me, has hit their ceiling. I think they still have a lot of potential. Again, that sounds like kind of productive here. They've hit their ceiling for this roster. But I do think if they make a couple of moves, they could be in contention. It could be a very scary team, as they've shown flashes to be. But with this roster, they're not going anywhere besides the first round. All righty. When we come back to this awesome show, bear with me and strap in. I'm going to talk about Paul Rabil being inducted into the Professional Lacrosse Hall of Fame. And I'll give you some backstory on why this topic comes up. Congrats, Paul. We'll be right back at Daily Dive. Don't go anywhere. I know you won't.
Don't go anywhere. Daily Dive will be right back.
Need tickets to that next event? Well, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got them with soccer anywhere in the world. Tickets to any venue, any sport. Want to go to NCAA or NFL football matches? We've got them.
Yeah.
Baseball at every level. Every Power 5 matchup is available. Don't forget, costumes and paint are optional. What's that? You want to go to Broadway? We have those too. Want to jam out? Every concert, every artist. That's right, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got the tickets for less. 12ozsports.com/tickets. That's 12ouncesports.com/tickets.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money, and we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
America, get back on track with Dust Pods Performance Stabilizer. When applied to roadways, it kills dust and strengthens the integrity of the road. Easily applied by mixing with water, Dust Pods is the future in polymer stabilization. Call 1-833-DustPods or visit dustpods.com today.
Daily Dive is back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to Daily Dive. I'm your host, Michael Carvelis, here, the only live Monday through Friday lacrosse talks on the planet. It is Wednesday, May 21st, 2025. It is 4:16 here on the East Coast. We are live on 12 Ounce Sports via YouTube and X. By the way, if you want to bet on sports wherever you are, head over to mybookie.ag, enter the promo code DailyLax for a deposit bonus when you first sign up. Daily Lax, which also is Daily LAX, all caps, no spaces. Again, mybookie.ag. I butchered that promo. Shout out to me. Okay, we're going to wait for the graphic first because I just want to mention here that Paul Rabil has been named to the 2025 Professional Lacrosse Hall of Fame. Here's the thing, folks. I have been on this show religiously defending box lacrosse many times, and if you're new to the show, I'll give you a little breakdown. Many times you'll see me question the motives of the Premier Lacrosse League, meaning the Field League. And people are like, well, why do you hate them so much? I'm like, they've literally reached out to me, some of their people, and said, come to a game. Like, I got told to come to the All-Star game. We'll give you free tickets, whatever. Cool, thank you. It's not happening. And here is why it's not happening. My first red flag for Paul Rabil was I made it on the Ghetto Gary Gates Instagram page when they said let the doughboy cook. So I remember when Paul Rabil said that Trevor Baptiste was the first black player to be professional lacrosse MVP. I was like, wow, that's pretty impressive. Until you realize Dane Smith must have been in a previous life and must now be a grasshopper because that was the only way that made sense. And I told you guys before, if I'm Trevor Baptiste, I'm putting a stupid spot there because, like, Paul, first of all, you're an idiot. Second of all, I got to reach out to Dane and say, bro, I don't know what the heck this guy's smoking. Like, Dane Smith was an MVP multiple times over. And you have this bonehead, Paul Rabil, who then apologizes after I went a little bit lacrosse social media viral. You don't ever go viral in lacrosse, but you can have your social media moments. After that, Paul Rabil issues an apology, saying he worded it wrong or whatever the crap he said. I'm like, you full of crap. So then, I'm like, okay, whatever. Then I start seeing, like, what Paul Rabil, he calls himself like the savior of lacrosse. ESPN Plus has like a whole documentary about like fate of a sport. I'm like, oh God, like give me a break. This guy saving the sport, the Jesus of lacrosse, if you will. I'm like, okay, he obviously had to sign off on that because no one just makes a documentary of lacrosse on ESPN Plus unless someone's paying them. So someone is hyping him up. He's signing off on it, and he's like the savior of us all now. I'm like, give me a break. Like, you're just spitting in the face of the ancestors. I mean, that's the way I feel. But you know what? That was not enough, okay? Then last year when Paul Rabil started popping up on ESPN, like on Get Up and First Take, like, oh, they call you LeBron of lacrosse. It was so peculiar to me watching how many times these anchors were like, oh, they call you the LeBron of lacrosse. Who the hell is calling this guy LeBron of lacrosse? It's dishonest. Unless Paul Rabil told them to. Again, he's not getting this airtime because he's popular. Someone's paying ESPN. I know this because the NLL has to pay ESPN and even TSN, which is why they're losing a lot of money because they're trying to shove it to the masses in Canada on TSN. But they don't just get put on ESPN for no reason. You pay for those rights, okay? So someone's feeding these anchors like Mike Greenberg and Molly Karam. They're feeding these people LeBron of lacrosse. Like, that's a little bit weird. And then you've got the what is it? Oh yeah, there's social media departments. And people are like, oh, you're overreacting. Okay. Social media departments, kept on saying stuff like this is the best player in professional lacrosse history or the greatest professional lacrosse. This, my guys. There were literally a ton of box leagues, including a league that Paul Rabil originated from, that has become the NLL, and you're just You're saying professional lacrosse. And I keep saying these people are aware of the platform they have. When you keep saying professional lacrosse, I guarantee you, because I've done it in my own local area, I've asked people, have you heard of lacrosse? Yeah. They're talking about the one on the soccer field, the field game. That's all they know. And when you keep telling people that's professional lacrosse, that's disingenuous. And you're lying to people. You're like, oh, no, you're not. Okay, check this graphic out. Paul Rabil, again, inducted to the Professional Lacrosse Hall of Fame. Folks, do you see what's on your screen? Do you see the stats that is on your screen? 657 goals is what they call the most all-time. The most all-time for Paul Rabil. Now, I'm on NLL.com right now, and 657 points, I'm not sure. You know what, let's do this instead. It says this, 355 goals, okay? Paul Rabil has the second most goals all time, according to the Professional Lacrosse Hall of Fame, okay? Second most goals at 355. That is a funny stat, considering here are the players in the top 10 on NLL.com. John Tavares, 815. John Grant, 668. Gary Gates, who literally played field lacrosse, has 635 in just the box game alone. Ryan Benesh, 580, active player. Curtis Dixon, 577, active player. Dane Dobie, 574, active player. Dan Dawson, 551. Colin Doyle, 527. Callum Crawford, active-ish player, played field lacrosse, 498. Sean Evans, 479. Paul Rabil, respectfully, you're lying. Actually, not respectfully, it just sounds better when I say it. But 355 goals is not even top 10 in the box game. But again, it's like, well, they're talking about the field game. Are they? Again, they are calling this Professional Lacrosse Hall of Fame. They have decided to make this argument. I'm telling them they're full of absolute crap. We cannot say that that's just a field game when they are calling it Professional Lacrosse Hall of Fame. See? They're playing the game, so I'm going to play it with them. Hey, what about those 252 assists? Let's see where that ranks. Because they said that's fifth all time. Let's find out. Dan Dawson, 954. John Tavares, 934. Josh Sanderson, 908. Sean Evans, 879. Colin Doyle, 857. Dane Smith, active player, 807. Callum Crawford, active-ish player, 795. Ryan Benesh, active player, 785. John Grant Jr., field player as well, 778 in the box game alone. Sean Williams, 708. Again, where's Paul Rabil has 252 assists. Professional Lacrosse Hall of Fame says that he's fifth all time. Again, I will say it's fifth in field if they're saying field, but they didn't say field. They said professional lacrosse. So I'm going to check these morons on being flat out just lying to people. They're telling people these numbers are accurate in professional lacrosse. It's not true. Field lacrosse is not the only lacrosse out there. The PLL thinks they're real slick. There are people in the comments calling this guy the GOAT. I am laughing at the thought of Paul Rabil being the GOAT. That is completely wrong. And again, the more casual fans who are watching on ABC, who are watching on ESPN every single week, the more people you tell that to, the more the box game gets alienated. And you wonder why these players want to check out and play the Man Cup instead. Give me a break, man. I'm so glad. I don't know why Andy Towers stepped away from the PLL. I don't know if that story ever broke or whatever it was. All I know is good for Andy Towers, because maybe Andy Towers, again, I'm speculating here, maybe he saw the selfishness of this league. Maybe that's why his entire coaching staff stepped down. Was it the St. Laurent guy stepped down as well? Okay? There is rumblings that this league could be going to sixes only. And you have the nerve to tell me this Paul Rabil, and not just Paul Rabil, they're saying these numbers are accurate for professional lacrosse. So, again, Paul Rabil is spearheading this, but he's not the only player. And I feel sorry for other players like Kyle Harrison, who are also being put in the same lump of coal. It's unbelievable. Again, they started this, not me. I want to be a fan of both leagues, but I refuse to support a league that alienates the rest of us. It's unfair. It's unfortunate. It's reality. So I'm going to sit back, wait for these people to pretend that we exist, and after that, I might consider being a PLL coverage kind of person. But I'll be darned if I give them any publicity whatsoever. Unbelievable. People wonder why I only talk NLL on the show. That is exactly why. Because time and time again, this man has shown you he doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about the history of lacrosse like he says he does. And maybe a lot of people don't. That's fine. If there are going to be new fans, they may say they care, but some people may not actually. It won't affect their lives, okay? So that's fine. But to alienate other players is unfair. And that's why I ultimately do not dabble in the PLL coverage, because it's not fair to other players. Again, when someone shows you who they are over and over and over again, believe them. Alrighty. We come back, I'll finish the show. I'll wrap it up with who has the finals edge mentally as we head into Game 3. You're watching Daily Dive. Don't go anywhere. We'll wrap it up next. Bye.
Don't go anywhere. Daily Dive will be right back.
You need tickets to that next event? We've got them. That's right, tickets.12ozsports.com. Get you to any sporting event, concert, theater event that you can think of. And the promo code 12OZ or ROME gets you an additional discount. Don't feed the massive ticket corporate machine. Go to tickets.12ozsports.com and enjoy the show. America, get back on track with Dust Pod's Performance Stabilizer. When applied to roadways, it kills dust and strengthens the integrity of the road. Easily applied by mixing with water, Dust Pods is the future in polymer stabilization. Call 1-833-DUST-PODS or visit dustpods.com today.
Daily Dive is back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hope you've enjoyed today's show. By the way, it is Wednesday. Tomorrow, I will announce the Fresh Fits Championship. For those of you that are wondering, hey, it's already Wednesday. What's going on here? That's why. But we are live here on Daily Dive, the only live Monday through Friday lacrosse talk show on the planet. And I'll say lacrosse because screw it. If they want to do professional lacrosse, I'll say lacrosse. So there you go. We are live on 12 on Sports via YouTube and X/Twitter. Head over to the 12 on Sports YouTube channel and subscribe for other great shows in live sports, such as Box Lacrosse League, coming sooner than you think. Cannot wait for that coverage. Okay. You may know where I'm going with this now if you were not new to the show, but who has the finals edge as we head into Game 3? And I'm going to talk about the mental advantage here. Folks, I have said all season long, or for most of us, like the last 90% of the season, I have said the Buffalo Bandits roster is silly, and in 20 years, we're going to look back at it and laugh. Okay? Now, we have seen Toronto's trying to challenge this team, obviously, last year mainly. We've seen the San Diego Seals team try to stack their decks and didn't really work out. We saw Calgary try to get Nick Rose, and they couldn't even get past the first round. We've seen Halifax, but they can't keep their heads on straight. We've seen Vancouver with Christian Del Bianco, but that may have been far too little, far too late. Maybe next season they'll do that thing. And now we're seeing Saskatchewan kind of shock the world by tying the series 1-1. And I'll take it a step further by shocking the world. Saskatchewan Rush have dominated this series so far. Point blank period. I told you guys some of my keys for the Rush to win was success in transition. Folks, if we're being honest, that's the way the Rush have jumped out to the lead in both these games. I'm telling you right now, if Dane Smith does not go crazy in the third quarter and the Rush offense does not go dormant in the fourth, the Rush have already won this championship. We're just having a season recap at this point. It is genuinely shocking, as fun and as good and as tough as the Rush are. It is shocking how competitive and how close they've made this. Now, I know earlier this year, the Rush only lost by 1, and that was without Robert Church playing. I know Robert Church has not scored a goal in the finals yet. That's a big deal. But folks, the fact is, if it's not, the only reason the Bandits should lose this finals is lack of focus like they once had. I'm not saying these guys do not want a three-peat, but already having 2 chips under your belt has got to feel a little bit like you feel better about losing than you did if you have 0 chips. Like, let's say Dane Smith, who was 0-3 in the finals before, let's say he loses the last 2 and they're 0-5. Like, he's 0-5. He would be pissed if he lost this game or game 3. I'm not saying he wouldn't be pissed now. The fact is, the fact that you've got the last 2, it's not as bad as it would have been. So my thing is, the Rush have the clear mental advantage. Again, the Rush have jumped out to early leads in both games. The Rush have controlled the face-offs. The Rush have not really had a lot of penalties. And Robert Church has 0 goals. That's a major concern for the Buffalo Bandits. If that dude, God forbid, has a hat trick in game 3, I'm calling it now, Rush win the finals. Because we've seen it already. They don't even need Robert Church. They don't need him to score yet. But once they do, game 3 is going to be a movie, and Buffalo fans might be going home sad campers. Again, they've won the last 2. They've made like the last 4 or 5. I get it. It's great. But make no mistake, Saskatchewan has the clear mental advantage. They have dominated every phase of the game so far. It was surprising that Buffalo actually stole game 1 after the way that game started. And if the Rush jump out to an early lead again, the Bandits cannot be feeling good about themselves. I'm telling you right now, folks, the Bandits roster is too good. Too good to just lay down. They're too good to just get beat, but that's what happened so far. Hunter Smith says, hey, Mike, just finished my last final. I finished high school. I locked in the last 2 weeks. I'm a freaking academic weapon. Hey, Hunter Smith, I'm proud of you, man. Okay, but yeah, finals edge, mentally, it has to go the Rush. It has to. There's no way Buffalo's feeling good about the first 2 games. Now, for the Bandits' sake, I will say for light at the end of the tunnel, maybe they haven't been as locked in as they could have been. I'm just saying, don't let it happen 3 times in a row, and don't let Robert Church get a hat trick, because we're going to look at the Rush winning the finals in Buffalo. That's going to be so crazy if that happens. If, let's say, 16,000 more people show up, which they should, in game 3, if the Rush win that finals, that's going to be such a dead arena, as you're going to have to see it to believe it. I cannot wait. I'm hoping I get to see a 3-peat, because remember, I'm a Miami Heat fan, so LeBron couldn't do it for me. The Warriors didn't do it with Kevin Durant. Not that I'm mad about that. The Chiefs couldn't do it, even though I was rooting for it. Buffalo, your only hope. So finish the job. If the Saskatchewan wins, I will not be mad. Alrighty, folks. That's the end of today's show. Thanks so much for watching. We will see you tomorrow, same time, same place, 4 o'clock Eastern. Reminder to head over to Daily Dive LAX on social media to check out our social media pages and our shop via the Linktree bio, or go to dailydivelacrosse.creator-spring.com. It's been fun. Like I said, we'll see you tomorrow. This has been a presentation of 12 on Sports and Daily Dive. You guys have a great rest of your day. Bye.
Thanks for watching Daily Dive. See you next time.